And that's the latest in the world of sports. Let's shift focus to other stories making headlines. Now, despite the existence of Maputo Protocol that expressly protects the rights of widows and calls for a positive cultural context free from any form of discrimination, widows across the country still harbor the burden of inheriting land and property and being inherited against their wish. It is against this backdrop that 4,200 widows across Ikolomani in Kakamega County have joined hands to register in self-help groups to lessen the burden of widowhood. Bramwell Bwire with that report.
Have you ever experienced the loss of someone you loved? Do you feel abandoned by the world? When Lynette Atieno's husband unexpectedly passed away in his Nairobi home from a non-cause 1 year ago, her life turned upside down. The future she had envisioned and the plans she had made suddenly crumbled away. She was overwhelmed by deep grief, confusion, hopelessness, devastation, temporary insanity, and chaos.
So wakati ripoti iliingia, ilionekana ni kama mimi na kanisa yangu niliua. So hiyo ndio neno ilitoka kwa mdomo ya mzee wa boma. Akasema nimeua kijana, haitakikani nikae kwa hiyo boma, atahakikisha nimeenda. Mambo tu mengi, mengine hata ukikumbuka unatoa machozi.
Just 20 kilometers away in Msole village, Ikolomani constituency, here in Kakamega County, Rosemary Hasonga has been a widow for 16 years. She always held on to the hope that her husband will one day return home. But the burden of raising their 5 children alone gradually forced her to face the reality that she will never see again the love of her life.
Sana mimi shida yangu kubwa kwanza ni hii nyumba, alafu hao watoto wa shule. Kwa sababu sasa hivi lazima watoto wasome, sio kama ile miaka sisi tulikuwa tukifanya 8 tunaona tu nimesoma. Hao watoto kama huyu ako junior secondary class 8. Kuna mwingine ako hapa kila form 2. Kuna mwingine form 1 mwalimu anatoka kunipitia simu anataka pesa.
Widows voices shanjeto.
This is the reality for 4,200 widows from Ikolomani sub-county of Kakamega County who have had to endure isolation, property disinheritance, and forced inheritance from in-laws since their husbands passed away. But on Saturday, there was a glimmer of hope for these widows. Thanks to Hope Life International and Echoes of Mercy, they organized the widows into self-help groups, provided them with life skills training, and funded specific development projects aimed at elevating the burden of widowhood.
The main thing that I would want to address is disinheritance. That is number 1. Number 2 is wife inheritance. Number 3 is the poverty that a widow lives in. We want to empower these women so that they have businesses, and by having businesses, they're able to educate their children.
We have been able to serve over 4,000 widows in this place, and so we are very excited that even as this continues, that more widow groups will be formed and more widows will be impacted, not only with the gospel, but also as we care for them, as we support them, and even as we educate them to form groups where they can find support for themselves.
Even as efforts continue to achieve the Maputo's protocol that protects the rights of widows, the question remains, what is causing so many men to die prematurely? Bramwell Bwire, KT News.
Thank you, Bramwell Bwire. Now, tonight we expose